Hello YouTube, welcome back to another new video. It's Kylie, thanks for being here. Today I thought I would take you all through my Floorwork class warm-up, bit by bit. It's gonna be about a 10-minute warm-up. I've got lots of videos out there showing you my warm-up moves, but nothing where I actually take you along with me and guide you through step by step with all my tips and tricks and cues and things to think about. So let's go ahead and get started because it is chilly in Toronto today. All you need is a little bit of space. You don't need any props or any tools. For floor work, I always recommend wearing clothing that covers your skin as much as possible. Let's get warmed up. All right, so let's get started on our feet with our feet hip distance apart. We're going to start by mobilizing the spine, reaching our arms up and down, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Now soften your knees and ankles as you fold forward, and then do this a few more times. Good. Let's hang forward now, shaking out the legs and head and shaking out the shoulders and spine, bending into the knees and spreading the toes nice and wide, softening your ankles. All right, let's walk the hands forward, finding yourself on all fours. Notice that my toes are tucked behind me at the back here. Let's spread the fingers wide and start to find some rotations in the upper body, pouring weight into our shoulders and hands, developing our wrist strength and mobility here. Supporting with the strength of your shoulders and getting ourselves used to having weight in our hands and knees, breathing deeply as we go here. Take a few more rotations around that wrist joint. Good. All right, let's go ahead and lean back with the hips to the heels, feeling a nice long lower back. Go ahead and walk your hands up onto your knees now and just pause in this position with the toes tucked under, opening up our feet, opening up our toe joints, and working in our deep knee bend. It's really good practice to spend time in this position. So while we're here, let's get into some wrist rolls, clasping the fingers together and finding a figure eight motion. All right, let's release the feet and come to a regular kneeling position. We're going to do a wrist and hand warm up. I call these fireworks. So starting by reaching our arms out in front of us, let's count to 30 wrist fireworks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Let's go off to the side. Here we go. 30 more. That's 10. That's 20 and 30. All right, last position, we take the arms overhead and 30 more. Here we go. You're gonna really start to feel the burn in the wrists and forearms. Lots of breath. That's 20. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Let's shake that out. Let's move into a deep wrist stretch, turning the fingers towards our knees and just lean back into your legs to really stretch out those forearms. For a little bit of an extra challenge, you can rotate your pinky fingers in towards each other even a little bit more. This might feel a little bit awkward, so just go slow with it. All right, now we're coming all the way down to the belly, taking our fingertips towards each other, just below our chin, with our head slightly lifted up off the floor. We begin to swipe our body and bring our right elbow over towards our right hip, and then slowly moving over towards our left hip, kind of like a windshield wiper action. Let's go back to the right, and let's go back to the left, and a few more times. Try to stay really heavy and relaxed in the legs while you do this. We're really working on warming up our side body and feeling our obliques working. Let's add a knee bend to this now. Starting to look back at the knee as you bend the knee towards the elbow. So finding that rotation in the head and neck as you do these ones. Just mobilizing that head and neck even more. Nice work. Let's do something else for our spine here. Let's place our hands beside our rib cage and start to roll up through the spine with a heavy head, releasing our head at the top and then laying our chest back down to the floor, rotating the head and looking back as we come down. Rolling up once again, looking up, and then rolling down as we look back to the left. Articulating each vertebra as you come up and come back down, rotating the head a few more times. Lots of resistance in the arms as you push the floor away. Great, let's push back and take a child's pose. So in your child's pose, you want to be able to get to a place where you can sit freely and have there be little to no space between the heels and glutes. So don't be afraid to spend more time here, watching TV, reading a book, or whatever it might be. All right, we are coming back up onto all fours to build a little bit more strength in our arms. We're tucking the toes and hovering the knees off the floor now. Start to take a little bit of a tail wag, mobilizing your pelvis and taking lots of weight into the fingertips. A little bit of strength work for the shoulders. Begin to rotate side to side and tap the top of your shoulders with your fingertips. Right and left, right and left. Let's minimize the movement in the pelvis and spine here. Keep a strong core. The back is nice and flat. The knees are hovering just a few inches from the floor. Good. Now let's bend the knees deeply back and sit the hips back to the heels without letting the knees touch the floor and shifting forward. We're going to really start to feel the burn in our legs and arms as we shift back and forward. Taking 3 more here. Lots of breath. And last one. Good job. Press back to your downward dog. Stretch out your ankles and heels and calves. Just enjoy that stretch. And then walk the feet into the hands and widen your stance. Turning the toes out, let's drop the sit bones down towards the floor and take this nice wide squat. I'm going to use my elbows to press my knees away and just start to rock side to side to stretch my groin. Eventually, I'm going to start to drop one knee to the floor and then other knee to the floor. Working on some hip rotation here with lots of control to strengthen out our inner thighs. Good. Let the head fall forward and stretch this out, stretching out the legs. Nice work. Just rock the hips side to side a few times in this forward fold, and then heel toe the feet together, rolling yourself back up to stand. Now we're going to move into an improvisation concept here and work on more mobility in the spine. So we're going to start to draw some nice wavy, curvy lines through space, initiating from the top of our head and allowing our spine to follow as we go. Let this movement feel nice and juicy and free, and finding as much roundness as you can. You can go in any direction. Really let it feel textured, articulating the vertebra. Good. Snaking action side to side. So let's keep going with this improvisation down on the floor, finding ourselves on all fours once again, and just continue to move the space between the tip of the head and the tail, circling, sweeping and slithering side to side. Feeling the shoulders lots and the top of the head is very involved. All right, let's let that go and slip onto our backs. Just relax in this starfish position for a moment and release the breath. Last thing we're going to do here is float our legs up off the floor and start to find this egg beater motion with our legs. So circling the feet away from each other, just like an egg beater. Letting the knees be nice and loose and allowing the hips and tail to move as you do this. Good. And letting the egg beater go. Just draw the knees into your chest. Use your arms to compress your hips down. Rocking side to side a few times. And we'll finish there. I hope you're feeling nice and warm and ready to go for your floor work practice today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.